Welcome to another Path of Champions guide. This time we will be doing Ahri's Path of Champions against Viktor. So you can see here the first power up that we will get is granting it a random keyword to kind of put us on the same track as Viktor. However, we will also still be going up against his +1/+1 for every keyword. So basically they will be having a crazy amount of value in each of their drops, and so what I decided to do is to prioritize a faster type of build because they will be having all sorts of different things in their hands. Maybe one drops that are very powerful, especially towards Viktor. I know that he has that 1/1 quick attack people. I forget exactly what they do with the augment, but you can even see here right now they're building a bunch of value right away, and so I gotta build a value right back. Therefore I got the random keyword with the first one. You can see here that my innate ability is also bouncing back their weakest people, which means that I want to build a slightly wider board than they do, or at least in the same wideness. So if I ever do recall something, I'm able to recall one thing of theirs back at the end of the turn and slowing them at least a little bit down, right? And so this one is honestly one of the tougher ones, only because I don't have enough power-ups just yet. So you can see that I'm doing the good old Ahri technique of getting something, bouncing back for my droplet so I can get an extra draw, making sure that there's nothing stronger than Ahri on the field so that way she can be able to quick attack kill it, right? You can see even here the +1 gave her that +7, I mean that 5 attack. And then right here you can see that I'm just trying to kill everything that might be able to kill my elusives in their round. You can also see that we still get them to be a low cost units again. So because they're 0, I'm able to rebuild the board back. And as you can see right there at the very end, the end of the turn means that their weakest unit is going to be recalled. And so I can constantly keep building. You can see that, you know, even though I don't have a lot of mana, I'm still able to build the rest of my board. How am I going to tackle this? Well, that robot is a 3/3, nothing else could withstand it except for my 4/5, but I'd rather use that at the very front. So now that it's my turn, I just go for a blank attack before they can build any board, making sure that I keep everything in the right place. Oh, even though they mystic shot that, totally okay. That just means I don't have a droplet, but it doesn't even matter because I am able to win. And so we go into the victory pretty easy here. And the first thing that I get is Redouble Valor. Nope, I get the Lulu. Not only that, but I am shuffling to get a fast thing. You saw that there was Elise and LeBlanc. I'd rather have LeBlanc because she has quick attack with 5, especially with the 1-drops that get very strong. It's better for us to have a quick strike. Not only that, but the Bloody Business will do a very good job with our Ahri. With that being said, we drop the Mourned, which is a 2/5 right now. Due to the ability of this game, which is, you know, anything is all the stats are now 2/5, and so, you know, that means that my stuff are able to actually become better blockers, right? And even though they're better blockers, look at LeBlanc, she has a 2/5, but because she also has a challenger, you know, I'm able to continue with this rampage. I'm able to just kind of go off from here, being able to make sure that she's pretty strong, bringing her back up into a 4/4 in order to slowly take away their units. Will we see me commit to this attack, making sure what's the best way to attack, making sure, so just in case, you can see there she levels up before, which makes her a 5/5 and able to actually defeat that 2/5. Now that she is a 5/5, at least every time that I will be using Lulu, she's able to actually kill these people with a 1-shot. And not only that, but Lulu growing my units also means that they're able to recover their health back. Sure, there might be a regeneration quick attack on their side, but again, I can just drag that in and be able to make sure that I'm using the right things. I might even be summoning so I can be able to attack all 5/5s. Yep, making sure that everything is a 3/5 now. Some things will be a 5/5. Easy peasy. Making sure everything's okay. And there we go. Again, totally okay. Lulu is more of an engine rather than a anything else. But you can see that this Viktor against Ahri is a very tough thing, especially because everything has different keywords. Some points they get elusive, other times it's a little bit more difficult, right? And so I'm making sure that I'm able to use my elusives as much as possible. Even though their henchmen, one of them was able to luckily get elusive. Totally okay, since, you know, I'm slowly chipping away. The reason why I'm able to win during these situations and not others, even though their henchmen are going crazy, is that I'm able to kill them and then be able to rebuild my board faster than they can. So you can see here, you know, I take a bit of damage, but that's totally okay. I was able to get that lifesteal to 5 anyway for my 5-drop. I go for my droplet, and that turns out that it does get a lifesteal. You can see now that they are at 4, and so I know I just gotta survive for one more chance. It's totally okay for me to use that lifesteal because that means I won't be able to lose that quickly. My R becomes a 2/5, which honestly is okay at this point. At this point, I'm just trying to make sure that if it's possible for me to be able to attack or quick attack their henchmen. You can see that their henchman is trying to get more of them as much as possible. So I'm just trying to make sure that they are away from me or away from the field, and they have to be replayed. But at this point, they only have 2 life left. I am taking a big beating, which is totally okay, since I will be getting a little bit of lifesteal back. And there we go, we ended. Now they could have blocked, but because they were running out of units, in the next turn or so, I would have been able to win. And so, you know, I feel like the AI was kind of not trying to lose all their units. Next thing is I'm trying to figure out which is the better thing. Should I re-roll? And I think it's better to just use the Yordle Captain. Since it will have quick attack, it'll help me out. And LeBlanc's free attack is probably one of the best things. You know, she starts off and right away she becomes kind of like I forget exactly what it's called, but it's the lurker, the 2-drop lurker. She basically becomes a 5-drop lurker with quick attack, which is pretty good, you know. And even though we haven't drawn her for quite a while, in the last match we were able to use LeBlanc's ability, this one is still okay since I'm able to use that amazing Ahri engine of getting the dancing droplet, attacking, and getting the draw, or using the homecoming to then bring back other people. But this time I decided to drop down the Lulu and actually buff up the dancing droplet since I don't want to recall. You can see that they're building a huge board, and so I don't want to recall any of that. I just want to make sure that we have enough units to block. Now the homecoming I believe I use on the dancing droplet, and the reason why I moved the dancing droplet with the 2 cost is to make sure that we avoid the impact. If you're able to hear something in the background, don't worry too much. I will just keep on talking here to make sure that everything is going okay. I just record these at random times when I can, when I have free time outside of work. So, you know, please bear in mind that. But they are able to summon an illegal not illegal contraceptive, that's something else. Illegal contraption. Which I do want to make it vulnerable and be able to continue fueling my draw. I grow the 2-drop into a 4/4 and pull it in with the dancing droplet to make sure that my LeBlanc levels up really well. Then my Ahri attacks, and then its quick attack is also able to kill the illegal contraption. Now here is this, and keep in mind this is another reason why I brought the LeBlanc, and it will very much come in handy, is her is her spell is the main reason that it's so good. It's that I'm able to deal 2 to anything. So because I have LeBlanc and Ahri as quick attack, they essentially are able for one time able to have basically like a +2 on something. Not only that, but it can also hit face. So if I'm in a tough situation where they have maybe 6 left and I'm doing like 4 with Ahri, I'm able to just hit face. I get LeBlanc to draw me, which is, you know, not too important, but at least it's something. And then I'm able to, you know, keep getting my upgrades, right? But now I'm gonna face Azir, and Azir is a really tough matchup for this, because what my plan is we do not want Azir on the board, and if we do, we need to kill it as fast as possible. So I have the LeBlanc, I have a 1-drop to make sure that we can tank something, right? You can see here that it's okay without the Sand Soldiers. I do not want their units to be out there chump blocking me when I am attacking. I need to kill them as fast as possible. I can't be doing any crazy recycling stuff. So I need to either keep it on the board. He's gonna attack. That's totally okay. I homecoming it back. And why did I block with Ahri there? Just in case they had something. Luckily they don't. Now it's time for LeBlanc. She comes in, she draws, and is able to attack me. And you can see that her skills right there have a 4-drop. But with Reputation coming in really close is totally okay. Now they can either block LeBlanc or they can block Ahri. While I put LeBlanc in the back, I actually add an extra Dancing Droplet just to give me that 2 extra in impact. Which one, why am I doing that? Because I'm thinking if they don't decide to block at the end of the turn, if they don't block, then they are their unit gets bounced back, and so I don't want to give them a Sand Soldier that has a good keyword. I rather them not kill their challenger Sand Soldier when I recall, as opposed to the tough one. The tough one doesn't really do too much since it is ephemeral, but the challenger one can kill my LeBlanc at their turn. So if it's going to be bounced back, I rather bounce back their tough. Now their Azir drops down. I've already used my homecoming, so I'm just drawing these out to see what works best, right? And after this shot, because Ahri is now a 5/6, we will be activating Reputation. He does hit me, which sucks, but the good thing is, again, she's able to move, and because I used an elusive, I'm able to be totally okay. Now you'll see, hopefully you get to see what I was trying to do. I thought, well, maybe her spell is when I'm summoned I start a free attack, which would have given me not only a free draw for 2 mana, but a free attack. However, the ability for LeBlanc is when they are summoned. So I wasn't able to do that. But because they are using a bunch of Sand Soldiers right now, you can see that all of my units are vulnerable. I'm making sure I get another LeBlanc for that extra draw, right? A draw for 2 mana, totally okay. It's a chump blocker. And I am going to take all this damage. Do I survive with anything? Look at that, right? No. But with such low cost units, LeBlanc can join in. I put the Ahri first to give me some spell mana in case anything goes wrong. She takes that 6. And then I use her spell, now that we have Reputation, to kill Azir. And from here on out, it should be a piece of cake. I summon another LeBlanc if I remember correctly. This is just in case they use that speed spell, which summons a bunch of Sand Soldiers. I want to make sure I have as many things as in my field as possible. Now that I know that they can only use that spell 1 time, even though they just summon another Sand Soldier, you can see that I'm really drawing this out. I use LeBlanc's spell to make sure that they kill that 1 cost unit, because I'm drawing too much in my hand, and you shall see right now that Ahri actually can get the ephemeral LeBlanc out of there. And check this out. LeBlanc now in my hand again, so I just generated a free LeBlanc, which I can even use to deal 2 damage to something. It could be face, it can be to that 7/6 unit, right? but I'm keeping it in hand as a fast speed spell until I get another card. You can see here that they're trying to reduce all my stuff by 2, just so I won't be able to completely destroy this Zir. But I decide, why even bother with that? It's time for you to get bounced. Right? Now the Azir comes back as a 3-drop with elusive, but now that they used all their mana, bam, gets killed. And I also decided to use that 2-drop just in case they had something else. Now they are at 4. I have too many cards in my hand, so at this point I said, alright, let's just attack. They summoned Sand Soldiers. Like I said before, their spell was coming in clutch, so I'm really glad that I kept a big board. I think they were even fishing for an elusive, the AI, that tricky bastard. But I still had 2 elusives, so I was going to be able to hit face either way and kill them. So now I'm looking for something to reroll, and you know what? I think Kato. I end up getting Kato for one reason, and that is that... Oh, never mind. I get a Tasty Feyfolk. Don't even let me think about that anymore. My next power is that when I'm summoned, my things get a +1/+1. The reason why is because I have a lot of 4-drop units, and so now my Bloody Business is able to be activated for a lot more things. Not only that, but with that +1/+1, I'm able to chump block or kill a lot of units a lot faster. You can see right here, there was really not much I can do there, and because the Dancing Droplet is only a 1 cost, the Mystic Shot, you know, is pretty good value, you know. For a... They use a 2-drop, which, you know, for me is totally fine if they want to get rid of my 1-drop elusive. I'm also drawing way too much right now, so I'm using LeBlanc to, or you saw me use a lot of LeBlanc's getting obliterated. And so now I'm just trying to build board, trying to use anything in my hand that doesn't bring stuff back into my hand. And so you see here, they're trying to kill everything. I use a Homecoming to bring back their landmark now that they can't play their landmark. I'm also able to build a wider board. Check that out. Now I have a bunch of units on the board. And with the Tasty Feyfolk giving me lifesteal, it was totally okay that I was taking a bunch of damage in the beginning, since the Tasty Feyfolk, you know, brings me back into a generally good place. You can see right there that Ahri, I rather use Ahri's spell to make sure that the Tasty Feyfolk survive for one more round, but they decide to use Jinx's like monkey thing. But because I had that Bloody Business and Tasty Feyfolk was actually a +1/+, 5/3, I was able to use Bloody Business to give me back some extra lifesteal. Right here again, at this point, because they had to place their landmark, which takes up normal mana, they weren't able to summon as many things. I already have a bunch of things here. The Yordle Captain is coming in clutch with that 4/4 drop. Even though they are trying to summon it on their side, and they got a 3/6 unit, you will see that it is basically no match for something of my caliber, especially since at the end, they get their units bounced back. And so, you know, I have to continuously make sure that their board is somewhat slow. Sure, they kill one of my units, but look at the hand advantage that I have. I don't think there's anything they can do. And you can see that I wanted that lifesteal, and that AI said, nope, you are going to wait until you either get like a healing from the path, or you got to get lifesteal some other way. So at this point, I'm just summoning to see what can help. They kill my Ahri, which, you know, because she's an engine, it doesn't matter too much. Ahri already did more than her job as a 2-drop, baiting out so many different things. And again, once they summon lifesteal, they immediately transform it, my bad. They transform it because they know that there's nothing I can do from that side. My Monkey Sage got a Scout, which means that it's able to get the attack token twice. And because I used the LeBlanc, the reason why I'm using LeBlanc to Um, to summon another one is for the chance that I might get a lifesteal from there. Very, very tough. Don't know if I will, but you know, it's the best thing that I can do. I use Lulu's thing in order for me to continue building board, and now I use that again, like I said, for face while I attack. If they had something for my monkey sage, they can use that mana right now, and then I had the extra attack token. I go in for the last power up, which is Enfeebling Strike. And the reason I wanted to do that is because you never know. Since they do have a lot of big champions and they can actually block a lot of my units, the best thing I can do is weaken them by 4-5 attack. And so even when they're building board, they either have to obliterate their earlier targets, or they have to wait until I'm able to until they're able to buff up their units again. This is the one drop. You saw that? A 6-4. And I don't think it can beat a 6-4 quick attack overwhelm, right? So I'm waiting. They use a +6 with Challenger. There's nothing else I can do except Homecoming my Ahri with the non-overwhelm unit. Again, I don't want them to have overwhelm. I summon her, but now she has Fury. So if they're able to want to do something, my lifesteal, again, the AI loves to kill lifesteal units. I'm just trying to make sure that I have enough units on my side, but thank God LeBlanc got the lifesteal. It puts me back in a good advantage. And at this point, honestly, this is such a huge disadvantage. They have an elusive 7-8 with Viktor and a 8-4 lifesteal quick attack with the one drop, a 1-drop 8-4 with lifesteal. You see that I use my spell just to weaken it so I don't take as much Nexus damage as possible. And I'm gonna try to get as many stuns for the foreseeable future. So you will see that I will try to bounce back my units so that way they can get rid of their keywords. So when they summon them, they might have an opportunity to get the cheapest keywords possible, or kind of like what you're seeing here, at least recycle some mana, right? I don't want to get rid of this LeBlanc with lifesteal. She is the only way that I can win, and I think I'm gonna recall that. I think I'm gonna get the 7-2 lifesteal, so that way my LeBlanc can attack it freely, and then I also stun the Viktor, so that way he won't be able to block my Ahri. Even though he will be a 3-3 after I did my quick attack on him, I don't want to keep him around. It's just generating better value. He has a bunch of keywords, so if they summon that Mimic that won me last time, I won't have to deal with that. You can see that I used the Bloody Business to lower his attack. That was one of the reasons why I got that Enfeebling Strike. The Bloody Business with Enfeebling Strike really slows them down. So at this point, it's not really an idea of who's faster or who's has a wider board. It's who's able to slow down the other ones. And that is something that I learned really, really quickly in this game. We gotta slow down Viktor's evolution. Even if I can't beat it, like you can see here, I'm slowing them down. They can't even chump block me. They gotta figure things out, right? They got nothing against this. I get back to full with my quick attack lifesteal LeBlanc, and you might be saying, wow, you got really, really lucky because of that. I did not get lucky. I keep on summoning different units, and if they have a lifesteal, I'm keeping them on the board. But look at this, right? They have huge advantage. The 5-drop is about to get elusive, and she has spell shield. So what am I supposed to do? They just give it another thing, which is regeneration on not only Viktor, but that Mimic, right? We got to remember that the Mimic is basically a super Viktor. Look at that, 13-12. Quick attack, overwhelm, tough. At this point, I'm thinking, all right, I got to win it somehow. I got to bank on elusives. I got to bank on stuns. I got to keep drawing these elusives as much as possible. There's nothing else I can do. Oh my gosh, Viktor gets elusive too. Now I'm like, Yeah, there's no way that I can win. I gotta be super lucky. They have 6 in their life left. I gotta draw an overwhelm. I gotta draw face damage at this point. I don't think there's anything else I can do but get back enough lifesteal to be able to keep me alive for one more turn. That's really all I need. Really, that is all I need. You can see that I'm thinking of using the Ahri to bounce back more of my people, so that way if they block, they're taking damage. Why? Check this out. This is exactly why I wanted to keep them. Alright, now they all have generally normal attack. My Ahri is dead, but I'm able to summon back all these units on the field. I summon back a LeBlanc, which is able to kill them. Remember that the Ahri now was able to hit, which gave us 2 draws. Oh my gosh, I drew the LeBlanc, right? Fast speed spell. They are missing 2. The reason I summoned instead of using the fast speed spell is to hopefully make them so that they don't draw anything if they're going to go for the attack. I can react to it because it's a fast spell. I was just waiting for them to use enough mana. But with that being said, this was the luckiest way to win Viktor. My total guide for this is to make sure you outvalue them. Have as many keywords, as many stats, get rallies. Try to outvalue them as quick as possible. The longer the games go, the longer you struggle. Please try to end these matches as fast as possible. Okay? Thank you so much for this other one. That's the only thing I have for Viktor. Outvalue. And I shall see you guys next time. Peace.